Welcome, my name is Robin Chastain. I'm the Executive Director of Communications and Public Relations for Kennewick School District. We want to welcome you to get to know KSD. This is our series of informational sessions about topics that are really top of mind in our district, and a lot of them align to our strategic plan. Tonight we'll be presenting information about family engagement and volunteering in the school district. Kennewick School District has several goals, and tonight's session really falls into our community and our parent goals, that all community members and parents are important collaborators, supportive in their partnership to help students be successful. So we have a lot of volunteer opportunities in our school district and a lot of different ways to get involved. So one of the first ways is our classroom PTOs, booster groups, and committees, and also what we call our action team for partnerships, and Team Read. That's a partnership between the Children's Reading Foundation of the Mid-Columbia and Kennewick School District, and Middle School Mentoring Program, and that's a partnership with United Way of Benton and Franklin counties. So tonight we'll be letting you know a little bit more about these opportunities, and we have some guest speakers and some actual volunteers who have joined us tonight to tell you about their experiences volunteering. So some ways that are probably you've heard the most about in terms of volunteering are classroom support. So volunteering in your child's classroom or in a classroom with a teacher. There's a lot of ways to support our teachers and our educators in helping students be successful, whether it be reading or helping with maybe some quick grading in an elementary classroom. There's different ways to get involved. So we encourage people to really reach out to their teachers, reach out to your local school, and ask how you can support the classroom learning. Another way is our athletic boosters. So athletics, it's partially it's funded with our levy dollars, but it also is supported with hundreds of volunteers in our community who do fundraising year-round to make athletic programs possible in our school district. Another booster group is our music booster group. Same as athletics, they do a lot of fundraising to help our students go to competitions, regional competitions, state competitions, and they do a lot for our music students. And then the other one would be activity and extracurriculars, so that we have many clubs in our high schools, especially, and even our middle schools. And volunteers, parent volunteers, and community volunteers help make these activities possible by helping students in different ways. We also have some PTOs. Not all of our schools have PTOs, but several of them do. And to get involved in PTO, and that's parent-teacher organizations, you would just contact your school, find out if they have a PTO, and ask how you can get involved. So typically PTOs have a meeting once a month. They do a variety of activities, could range from fundraising to different activities for students. We also have a number of district committees to get involved with. I will highlight those. So our district committees, we have an instructional materials committee, a community engagement board, which is truancy and attendance, a district equity team. We have a facilities study committee. We have the Kennewick Focus, and that's a committee and a group that meets quarterly. We have migrant bilingual committee, a nutrition services advisory committee, and a special education parent advisory committee. So all of these committees, they have families on them, they have staff on them, and they also have community members on them. So the first step in volunteering is usually determining what you want to do and what you think you might be interested in, and then filling out the volunteer application. So you can find that at ksd.org/volunteer. It's very easy to fill out, and the school district does a quick background check on our volunteers, and then you're notified usually within a couple days whether or not you're approved. So the next program we're going to learn more about is our action teams for partnerships.
Hi everyone, my name is Paola Menjivar, and I am the Family and Community Engagement Manager here at the district office. And I mainly work with family engagement at the different schools in our district. And we believe this is really important work to get that family voice in our district, and I couldn't do it without my team. So I would like to introduce Annabelle Gonzalez, and she's our Schools Out coordinator. Yesenia Chavez, and she's our Students in Transition and Foster Care coordinator. And we also have Julia Torres, and she's going to be taking over while Yesenia's gone because she's going to be having a baby. So she'll be part of the team for the rest of the school year. So what is an Action Team for Partnership, also known as ATP? So mainly we focus on creating positive relationships, creating welcoming environments, giving families resources and tools to help their students at school, at home, and in their community to be successful in every single one of these entities. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that is. So you're going to usually hear it as ATP for this. So we currently have 25 schools that have an ATP team. ATPs the model is from the National Network of Partnership Schools through Johns Hopkins University. We actually started ATPs in 2008 with only 4 schools. And every year, little by little, we've been adding schools and teams that help with family engagement. And so we also have a Migrant Bilingual Parent Advisory Council, and this is from different parents around the district or different schools that come together here at the district and also do some family engagement that I'm going to talk about in a minute. So, I mean, it's just awesome to see the list of schools that participate with family engagement. And like I said, it's a team of people at each school. So ATPs include parents, teachers, other staff at the school, school principals or administration, and community members. Our community members are a great help to our teams. They help us at the different events and activities that we do. So each of our schools create an action plan at the beginning of the school year. Each school and team assess their needs. Each building is different with different needs, different population. And so this team comes together and does this. We have a team lead, which we call our chair. It could be a secretary, it could be a teacher. And so they are our team leads that do this work, but we couldn't do it without our members, without the other staff members, without the parents. And so they come up with the plan and they work from that plan throughout the year to do the different events or practices to engage families. Research shows that when parents and families are engaged in our schools, students have better test grades, they participate in other activities, and they overall do better in school. So in this plan, we have 3 main goals. We have an academic goal, a social emotional learning goal, and a partnership goal. So all of the events that are planned are usually around these main goals. So that kind of separates us from PTO. PTO does fundraising, we do not. And PTO focuses a lot on school spirit and a lot of activities. Our activities are mainly focused on academics. So some of the engagement activities that you have probably either been to or have seen include like a math and a reading night, a wellness night where parents are either there's a speaker that talk about a health topic or internet safety. So many different things, like I said, depending on the school. And these are all pictures from the different events that have happened here at Kennewick School District. Like I said before, our teams meet once per month. So if any parent or community partner would like to join one of the ATP teams, you're more than welcome. The commitment would be once per month, usually about 8 meetings per school year. And usually if there's an event, you might volunteer there as well. You don't have to come to every single meeting. We could have your contact information and send you out the notes and then come when you are able to. So that is basically the commitment for our ATPs. So if you would like to get involved, we would really, really love it. We have these postcards that we have at all of our schools. And so if you would like to just scan the QR code, give us your information. We will connect you to the ATP chair for the school that your student goes to. If you have more than one student at a different school, we can do that as well. And we will connect you so you can get invited to the next ATP meeting. Usually one of the team members that's here will attend the meeting, so you'll already have somebody that you know. And so we would love to see you at one of our meetings. If you have any other questions or any questions at all, Annabelle and my number is on this card. Please feel free to contact us, and we would love to talk to you more about ATP. Thank you.
Next, we're going to hear more about the Team Read program from the Children's Reading Foundation of the Mid-Columbia.
Hi, my name is Leanne Purcell. I'm the Executive Director for the Children's Reading Foundation of the Mid-Columbia. We have here Erin Lee, who's the Educational Programs Director. So Team Read falls under her category. And we also have a Team Read volunteer, Jennifer, who's going to speak kind of towards the end about her experience with Team Read. Our mission is threefold, and we're speaking specifically tonight about this second one. Support schools in ensuring students read on grade level by the end of third grade. And one of the ways that we do that is partnering with KSD with the Team Read program. So what is Team Read? It's a one-on-one volunteer opportunity where students get partnered with a volunteer or site coordinator to have a 30-minute tutoring session. It was originally started in order to give certain students just an extra boost of shared reading and some decodables and high frequency words to give them that time to get some extra reading with someone where they might not get it at home. Our message at the Reading Foundation is read 20 minutes a day, and not all students get that at home. So Team Read aims to support students in that way. The model has 3 parts. When students come to their tutoring session weekly, they get to work on sight words. They get to work on phonics and decoding with decodables, and then there's a shared reading portion. And it's really structured to make sure that students are being met where they're at with their reading level. That decoding part and the sight words, it's that level where it might just be that one step ahead of what they would be able to do on their own, so it's scaffolded. Our Team Read volunteers are trained by the site coordinators, by Erin. We try to offer professional development to them and help them be fully equipped when they enter the Team Read program. The students love it. They very much enjoy their time with the tutors. They're getting one-on-one individual attention. During the shared reading portion, the volunteers are really great about choosing books that interest the student, that hit on their hobbies and likes. And so the students really feel, as they're leaving the session, they feel confident because they're getting books and decodables that are at their level. They feel loved and nurtured, and it's a really special relationship that the volunteers build with the students. I'll let you go next.
It is really easy to get involved with Team Read. Like Robin indicated at the beginning of the program, you can go on KSD's website and make sure to check the Team Read box. That goes directly to me, and I will send you out a volunteer interest survey, which goes over certain particulars about your schedule or what availability you have, and then also what location you would like to be at. We are in 9 schools throughout KSD. So we are at Canyon View, Cascade, Edison, Eastgate, Southgate, Sunset View, Vista, and Sagecrest, and Fuerza. So once you fill out the volunteer interest survey, we'll kind of get you connected to your own dedicated site coordinator. At each of the 9 locations, we have a site coordinator that helps our volunteers and make sure they have everything they need to be able to help each and every student. The program starts in early October and then extends into early June. So the really awesome thing about Team Read is you start to build relationships with students, and you carry that all throughout throughout the year. So it is a unique relationship where kids really look forward to Team Read and love the program, and also improve in their reading skills. So tutors can volunteer anywhere from 1 hour to 3 hours per week. They meet twice a week at their location. And it is a really, really great experience for our volunteers and for our students. They talk about Team Read a lot, and Jennifer's going to share with us some things about being a Team Read tutor, and her students love her. So I'm sure she'll have some interesting things to say.
I have been tutoring with Team Read. This is my first year. I used to teach, and I just, for certain life circumstances, keep me from being able to do that on a regular basis. But I really just missed being with kids. So I started this year, and I tutor 5 kids, and it's awesome when you go in there and they get so excited to see you, and they, and seeing their the growth that they make in a short amount of time. I've had several kids who didn't know their letters, and now they're picking up sounds, and it's only been 2 months. But when you go up to a class to get the kid and they see you and you see their face light up, is probably the best part. It's very fun.
Next, we're going to hear from United Way of Benton and Franklin counties regarding the middle school mentoring program.
Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for your attention today. My name is Paul Klein, and I'm the Director of Community Impact at United Way of Benton and Franklin counties in Kennewick. And I'll be speaking to you today for just a few minutes about our middle school mentoring program. So, by way of overview, United Way partners with Americorps to bring mentoring programs currently to 2 middle schools in the Kennewick School District, Chinook and Park, and we're so happy to be partnering with the Kennewick School District. And this initiative specifically addresses chronic absenteeism in middle school. We define that as any student missing 2 days a month or more for any reason. And that's it's an outgrowth of United Way's Attendance Matters program, which is an awareness and outreach campaign that's been in our community for just about 10 years. So we're so pleased to partner with the Kennewick School District, but we do partner with 6 school districts in the area. I won't focus on any of those today, but just so that you can get situated, we are in 11 middle schools in 6 school districts in our service area, which is Benton and Franklin counties. So the first thing that people always ask me is, well, this sounds great, but what the heck is Americorps? And that is a great question. Americorps is a nationwide federally sponsored public service program. It was established in 1994 by the President of the United States, and 80,000 members serve each year across the United States, all 50 states, all U.S. territories, in nonprofits, governmental, tribal organizations, and like this program in schools. Folks like me who direct Americorps programs, we call this the best kept secret in the United States because it allows folks to participate in nationwide public service and give back to their communities and improve their communities like through this program. There's some stats there on the right. I won't read them to you, but you do get a feel for the scope of Americorps in the United States. So what does this particular Americorps program do? Well, we have a team of 17 Americorps members. We have 4 in the Kennewick School District, 2 at Chinook and 2 at Park. And we place Americorps members directly in the local middle schools. They spend each day, all day in the local middle schools, and they identify and work with a cohort of between 15 to 25 chronically absent middle school students, and they provide that in-school support through a couple of different avenues: group activities, one-on-one check-ins, in-class and other support, and coordination of community volunteers, which is what I'll mainly talk about today. But real quick, group activities, these group activities happen once every week, once every 2 weeks during the lunchtime. And it's really anything that gets the students excited, out of bed in the morning, excited to be in school, and socializing positively with each other. Now, our Americorps members, who are pictured there on the right, they are not mental health counselors, they're not social workers. We really respect the work that those professionals do in our schools, but our Americorps members do participate in brief one-on-one check-ins, and really what these are is, the Americorps member is a caring adult who is in the school, who has time to sit down with each of these 15 to 25 kids for 10, 15 minutes once a week or so, and just let them know that somebody is listening. They also provide in-class and other support. Like I mentioned, they're in the school all day, and they're more than willing to help out in any number of different ways. And then what I'm mainly here for today is that each of these Americorps members coordinates a group of community volunteers, and each volunteer from the community gets paired with one individual middle school student and mentors that one student once a week for 30 to 45 minutes during that student's lunchtime, once a week for the course of the school year. So at the end of the school year, each student in this program has 2 caring adult connections that they didn't have previously. One is from that community volunteer that they don't have to share with anybody. That's a one-on-one connection. And then the second is from the Americorps member who is in the school every day and has a lot more contact, but they do have to share that connection with 15 to 25 other students. By the numbers, during the 2021-2022 school year, last year was the first year that we were operating this program. Across all of our 6 school district partners, our Americorps members mentored over 250 chronically absent middle school students, provided other in-school support, that's the casual, not weekly, but maybe one-off support for over 850 students, and provided over 13,000 hours of direct support. In the Kennewick School District, our Americorps members mentored about 40 chronically absent students, provided other in-school support for 250 middle school students, and provided about 1,700 hours of direct support. This comes at no cost to the Kennewick School District. United Way covers the personnel costs associated with Americorps members. The only thing that we need from the school district that they so graciously provide is administrators collaborating with our Americorps members to make this program work. At the end of the year last year, we collected anonymized attendance data. This is an attendance program. And we found that despite everything that was going on last year, there was a 54% drop in chronic absenteeism. So more than 1 out of every 2 students, on average, at the end of the school year, was no longer absent 2 days a month or more. We also talked with school administrators, and we found that 90% of school administrators reported improvements in attitudes towards attendance and academics, and every single school administrator that I talked to reported improvements in social emotional skills amongst our program participants. To drive that home, I have a quote from Nathan Gregory. Nathan is a vice principal at Chinook Middle School, and this is verbatim. I will read it to you. To quote, "You've got that positive adult connection with the kids. That to me speaks volumes. It makes such a big difference where we've got kids that now have trusted adults they can go to and try to work hard for. And now they're trying to get good grades, they're trying to be here, they're trying to stay out of trouble. Those connections are huge, just huge." So if you are interested, we would love to have you, our community volunteers, make this program go. So if you are interested in being that one-on-one individual connection with a chronically absent middle school student, we're looking for you. The requirements are that you're able to meet once a week at the student's school during the student's lunchtime for about 30 to 45 minutes. And of course, as our previous presenters have mentioned, ability to pass a school district background check and then pass the school district's volunteer process. We do have our own website. If you're interested in taking a look and learning more, our website is uwbfco.com/mentors. You'll be able to find more information there. And before I leave you, I'll also mention, I talked a lot about our Americorps members. Our Americorps members are all local here in the Tri-Cities, and we will begin recruiting for our Americorps team, the 2022-2023 Americorps team, in April. And these are paid service opportunities. So 2 ways to get involved. And I thank you so much for your time.
So I want to thank you to everyone who joined us tonight and to our partners for presenting information. Are there any questions for either myself or any of the partners? Yes.
well, since for the last speaker, you mentioned that this was only for middle school. Do you guys operate at high schools?
Should I go back up?
Yeah. And if not, why is it only based on?
That's a great question. Thank you. So the question was, do we only offer this mentoring program in middle schools, and what about high schools? The answer is that this is just in middle schools. And the reason we are offering this only in middle schools is because research shows that middle school is really when students begin to establish their own independent attendance habits. And we want to get them right when they're establishing those habits and get them right through to high school and high school graduation.
Did you have any other questions?
Yes, on Team Read, how do students get into Team Read? Do you guys, do they have to, does the teacher kind of point out saying, hey, these kids are kind of not meeting the level, and that's where you guys kind of get your kids from?
Hi, yes, you are correct. So our site coordinator works with the teachers, and they identify 5 possible students from their class. And then it's about that putting that puzzle piece together between the volunteer, the student, and the time frame we have to work with. But yes, the teacher recommends. Oftentimes it'll be in coordination with the principal, and they'll kind of come up with who they feel is a good fit for Team Read.
So the teacher identifies 5 students within their class. Once you guys get those students up to their goal, or if they end up reaching that goal sooner than later, or a lot faster than other kids, do you guys allow other kids to join?
Yes, so we'll graduate them out of the program if they've met that grade level standards, and then the kids will keep filling in.
Is there a way that a child could like fall back? So they were not doing so great at the beginning of the year, they're in the program, they graduated, but now further into the school year, they're needing that help again. Can they join?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Could you repeat some of our questions and then reiterate?
Oh,
the
sure.
answers, just so we
Can get the question, yeah. So one of the questions she asked was if a student graduates and they're doing really well and staying on grade level, if they slip back below grade level, can they be reintroduced back into Team Read? We keep a roster of Team Read students for the years, so absolutely, if the teacher talks to that site coordinator, that student can be reacclimated into our volunteer schedule. That's if we have the volunteers, right? But yes, absolutely. The other question she asked is, how does a student get referred to Team Read? And that is a combination of working with the teachers, the admin staff, and making sure that we have the volunteers at the time that the teacher requests. Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions? Yes.
Sorry, I have a question.
No, you're fine. This is great.
For ATP team, how do you guys decide how many volunteers or parents can be part of the group or the committee?
Okay, so the question was, how does a team decide how many volunteers or parents can be in a committee? We have no limit. We want as many parents as can make it. We know that parents have super busy schedules, so not every parent can come to every single meeting. So we definitely need that parent voice. Sometimes as staff members, we might plan an event or an activity, and we need that parent lens, that tells us, you know what, that might not work because parents work schedule or something, So we need that. So anytime any parent can come, we welcome them with open arms. So yeah, we have teams that are smaller, and then we have teams that just have like 30 people. So it all depends. Sometimes too, a parent might volunteer for a specific event or activity, and then come back the next year. So honestly, we just, the more the merrier.
Can a parent
Yeah.
be an ATP member for more than one school district, or school, I should say?
So the question was, can a parent be part of the team at more than one school? Absolutely. You're right.
I said,
Does our audience have any more questions? Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, I had one question. For Team Read, I know that we're approaching the halfway mark during the school year, but there's still a need in specific schools. Can you tell us what schools those are?
So currently we have active volunteers in all 9 of schools, but the ones that we specifically really need help with is Eastgate, Canyon View, and Cascade. So those are our 3 that we really need more volunteers for.
Oh, I have a question. Are you needing like volunteers that speak different languages? Is there like a certain language or?
So the question was, do I need volunteers that are multilingual or bilingual? And the answer is yes, specifically at certain schools more than others, but definitely we especially need bilingual at Eastgate and a couple other schools like that. But yes, any multilingual parent would be lovely. Thank you.
Great. I want to thank everyone again for being here tonight. We really appreciate it. Thank you.